न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यम् वायुः सर्वत्र वो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकाम् कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम् प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः भूतकाममिमं कृत्स्नम् अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात् न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनमदासीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
Rajavidya, Rajaguhya, royal knowledge, royal secret. Knowledge is so royal and it is such a great secret, it says. The term Raja is derived from the root rich, means to shine. It is the knowledge which shines by itself, self-effulgent. All other knowledges that we know needs the support of the pure consciousness. Like to see anything in the world, you need the support of the sun. But the sun is self-effulgent. There is no necessity for something else to illumine sun. Similarly, the knowledge of pure consciousness is self-illumining in nature. It's not dependent. All other things that we know of in the world is dependent on pure consciousness. Therefore, it is referred as Rajavidya. So the first three verses, Krishna goes on to explain the glory of the knowledge first. what is the greatness of this study? Knowledge of the self. And in this second mantra, second verse, he gives 7 points, 7 ideas he gives to explain the glory. First thing he says, it's the royal knowledge, Rajavidya, and Rajaguhya, royal secret, the supreme purifier, Tamam Pavitra, directly realizable, Pratyaksha Avagamam, directly realizable, Dharmyam, righteous, Sukham Kartum, very easy to practice, and Avyayam, imperishable. 7 points he gives to state the glory. What is the greatness of this knowledge that he is going to give? For the first verse, he said, I'm going to give you that knowledge. And before he starts off, he wants to establish this first. What is the greatness of that? Says it is Rajavidya and Rajaguhya. And Pavitram means purifier. And what sort of a purifier? Supreme purifier. Purification means, suggestion is there is an impurity. That impurity needs to be purified. What is impurity? What sort of desires? Desires were classified into 2 sections. Right? Selfish, unselfish. Now, how do you purify selfishness? Through unselfishness. But then, how do you purify unselfishness? You can't say, I'll go to unselfish desire again. You did something else. So he says, this is supreme purifier. Means, it not only purifies selfishness in you, it also purifies unselfishness. Because our understanding is that there are some impurities in me. Like most of us believe, we have some bad things in me. Negative qualities are there in me. Like I get angry, I lose my temper, I get affected, I get disturbed, I feel sorrow, jealous, something, greedy. Anything I say, I feel like, having it. You just see one car passing, you'll say, how good. How many cars you can park in your house? Well, you don't have a parking at all, actually. How many cars you can park? But every car passes by on the road, he says what? Oh, beautiful car, beautiful car. He has that. So he feels what? I have to get rid of all those things. So how do you get rid of all those things? He starts conceiving something good, something unselfish. So once he starts working on that, he feels now all this impurities in me is gone. That's why many of us say that. Many people tell me this. What you are teaching is what I am practicing. I say, yeah, correct. I am not practicing it. At least somebody is practicing. I'm glad. Somebody practicing it. What you are teaching, I'm practicing. What he means is what? He is not selfish. All that he is saying is, I am not a selfish person. I am not a egoistic, egocentric, all the time thinking only about me. I'm such an unselfish person. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about my wife also. That's all. And he thinks, he is such an extraordinary personality. And he is just one step below Ramana, Ramatirtha, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, all that. Just one step below. That's all. Only difference is, those people have been recognized. I am not recognized. That is the only difference. Otherwise, they are all, in the same category. Why he says that? See, the point is he is not lying. See, he genuinely believes it. He's not pretending or anything. He believes that. How he is getting it, sir? Because he is purifying. But the problem is, even that unselfishness is another form of impurity in you. See, the selfish desires were impurities, means unselfish desires also another type of impurity. So how can you remove that? You can say, I'll become more unselfish. I'll become more unselfish, more unselfish, more unselfish. How much ever you become unselfish, it is still going to remain. Undercurrent of all unselfishness is what? Selfishness. Selfishness is the undercurrent. But on the surface, what is it, sir? It is unselfish. Because it has a boundary. That's what I meant. I say unselfishness, what is wrong with unselfishness? Because you put a boundary. Within that circle, I am so genuine, so affectionate, so good. Beyond that, if you belong to my community, then I will do anything for you. If you are not belonging to my community, finished. If you belong to my country, I'll do anything for you. If you are not of my country, finished. I can go to any extent to demolish, destroy. But we call that as a good name. Patriotism. What is the meaning of patriotism? I will do anything for my country means I will do anything to destroy another country. That's all. It is nothing to do with. So within that circle, I am such a great sacrifice. I sacrifice. But beyond that circle, what I am? Now, how do you get rid of that? That is possible only with this knowledge. Therefore, he says, this knowledge is tamam pavitra, supreme purifier. You purify your sin. How? Your papas gets purified. How? The papa or the sin of yours can be purified only by counter. You got to nullify. You got to neutralize the effect of papa. To which what you have to do? Do punya karma. By developing more and more punya karma, you can nullify the effect of papa. But in Vedanta, we say even the punya also another form of limitation, another impurity. So how do you get rid of that? He says this jnanam purifies papa and punya together. Both gets purified. Therefore, he calls it as tamam pavitra, supreme purifier. And this works at the relative and at the absolute level. Remember, all these ideas. Works at the relative level, also at the absolute level. Relative level in the sense, if you turn introvert, to that extent, all your impurity is gone. Meaning, what is impurity? Sir? Impurity, another angle of impurity is agitation. Anything that agitates you is impure. Anything that disturbs your mind is impure. So initially, something will disturb you. After a point of time, something else will disturb you. After something else will disturb you. The intensity of disturbance will vary. The source of disturbance will vary, but disturbance will continue. Like right now, our problem is what? Corona. Once Corona goes, we all believe life is going to be good. I said 2020 January was your life perfect. Corona did not arrive at India at that time. January, we never heard of the term Corona. Only towards the end of January, early February only, we started hearing that name. Something called Corona seemed to have come in, in few countries. What is this? And each one started giving their own theory. It will not come to India. It will not come. And they say, even if it comes to India, coastal lines will not have a problem. Bangalore will have a problem. Bombay, Chennai, Trivandrum, these coastal areas will not have. Why? Heat. It will not survive. It will die. Each one gave one theory. Even today they give theories. Nobody knows. But we all believe what? Once we find a cure for Corona, then what? Life is going to be. Today problem is Corona. Tomorrow problem is going to be something else. In your life, never a point you had in your life where there were zero agitations. Agitations were less or more. That's about it. It is less agitation or more agitation. Less stress or more stress. Never there were no stress. Supreme purifier means what? Under any circumstances, you should be in a state where there is no agitation. That's called supreme purifier. It says this jnanam puts you in a position of no agitation, zero agitation. Supreme purifier. The moment you say royal knowledge, royal secret, supreme purifier, all these things, when are you going to see all that man? He knows. That's why immediately he comes to the next point. He says, Pratyakshavagan. Right? Directly realizable. He is distinguishing between what he discussed in the last chapter. In the last chapter, he was discussing about what? You die, you go to Brahmaloka. In Brahmaloka, you live for a long period of time, and then you get realization. Or you die, you come back to which house? You will be born in a family of wealthy. Right? Wealthy not in the sense like what we understand as wealthy. Bank balance are heavy. Not in that sense. Everyone will be born in Tata's family or Ambani family and all that. Now Tata is out. Now it is Ambani and Adani. Now people talk about these two fellows. Tata is, Ratan Tata is out of equation. That family, not in that sense. But you'll be born in a wealthy family. Or if you have done more, then you will be born in Aja Rishi, royal sages. Such family you will get. And you can continue your tapas. All such promises he gave in the last chapter. Can you verify? Right. He says, what I am going to teach you now, Arjuna, you can verify right now. Directly realize it. Otherwise, we think what? When are we going to get it? There's no necessity. This knowledge, you can get it. You can enjoy the fruit of this knowledge, directly realizable. What you can realize directly? The fruit of your efforts. What is the fruit of the effort? The effort now is to gain this jnana, this knowledge. The fruit of that knowledge you can realize right now. Whereas the fruit of your good karma, upasana, all those things, you will be able to realize how, when. Is it punya you will get? With that punya you go to heaven. When? After your death. Who knows? Right? Who knows? There's no guarantee. See, for that. But here he says, directly you can realize. I say, how? What courage you must have to say that. How is it now? What is the difference? The difference is like this. At what point, when you are hungry, you start eating. Right? At what point your hunger gets satiated? How will you know? You are hungry. Okay. Or you are thirsty. Right? Hunger is a better one, better than thirst. After how many idlis you have had, you will feel your hunger is satiated, filled. When, at what point you will know? How will you know? You are hungry, right? The moment you start eating, you will know. If you have not started eating at all, how will you know? And can you define at what point all of us will feel satiated at the end of third idli? That varies from person to person and even to that same person, isn't it? Do you need someone else to come and certify to you? Is there a necessity to give a certificate? That's why in our Indian education system, they never had the thing called certificate, giving certificates. All Western, useless one. Because we say education is so expensive. This man said, no, education is not expensive, certificates are. If you want a certificate from Oxford, then it is expensive. But knowledge is not expensive. Education is always free. Why you need certificate? There's no need of certificates. A Gurukula, person passes out of Gurukula, he comes. The way that boy walking, the father stands, father sees. Upanishad story, this is beautiful story. He sends his son for education. He is coming back. After 12 years of education, the boy is coming back. When he is coming back, the father sees him from inside. And father comes out and stands near the door. Stops the boy there itself. He is not allowing him to enter the house. And he asked the question to that boy. Did you ask your teacher that knowledge with which you will know everything? And this fellow gave a reply also. Go and ask him. Go and ask him first. To which this boy replies, if he knew this, he would have taught me. The fact that he didn't teach me means he didn't know. He is not even allowing the child to enter the house. Why? The father says, by the very walk of yours, I've understood you have not gained anything from your guru. Your education is a waste. 12 years you have wasted. And you are such a great scholar. Certificate. Don't need certificates. Directly realizable. By whom? Directly you will know. The moment you start eating, the point would come where your stomach is filled. You don't need anything more. After that, what you will do? Once your stomach is filled, what you will do after that? With all the food. Pack it and put it in the fridge. After the refrigerator got invented and came to India, one group of beggars stopped coming. Rapicha. Those beggars will come only in the night. Not come during daytime. They'll come in the night only. Ask. Begging. Why they stopped coming? You can't keep it, therefore we are giving it to those people. Now we have fridge. This man has to have next day, lunch. Same thing will be served to him next day. So Rapicha fellow says, you have. I will find some other method. What are we doing? You start eating. You don't require somebody else to vouch for satiation of your hunger. You know it by yourself, isn't it? You don't require somebody else to come and tell you this. Same way, this knowledge, the effect of this knowledge is directly realizable to you. Directly you can get it. There is no necessity for somebody else to come and give you certificates. No proof is needed. And you don't have to wait for the future. Not that. Right now you can get it. Righteous. Dharmyam. It's full of dharma. Tamam pavitram. Pratyaksha avagam. Dharmyam. It is full of dharma, righteousness. There is no chance for adharma to a person who is in the path of knowledge. The one who is gaining this knowledge, he would never get into it. Otherwise, we have to give the code of conduct. People need to be taught what is to be done, what is not to be done. No. Vidhi Nisheda should be given to people. Vidhi means what is to be done. Nisheda is what is to be avoided. This is what entire Dharma Shastra is all about. And he doesn't require that Dharma Shastra at all. That doesn't mean he will start doing all adharmic things. See, he doesn't need all those things. Why? These codes that are given to us, that external policing is not needed. That's all it means. You don't need it. Why that is not needed? Because it is a full-grown tree. Doesn't require a fence to protect it. The same tree in a stage of a sapling, in the roadside and all you will see. They plant. the sapling, immediately they will put a fence around it, a brick fence, they'll put around it. Why? If it is not there, what will happen? One goat will come, devour the whole plant and go away. Right? So that goat should not eat. Such a cruel thing. We are refusing, or we are not allowing the option for the goat to have its meal. The leaves is the meal for the goat actually. By putting a fence, we are putting an obstruction. We are denying its food. Isn't it? How cruel. But we say what? No, that's not cruel, sir. It may appear like that, but factually, what are we doing? It's a necessity. Without that fence, what will happen? The goat will get half a meal, but then the planters get one pull, it will uproot and come out. Till that plant gets settled, finds its roots and holds itself and grows. After that, what that plant does, what the tree does, it can feed hundreds of goats. And nothing happens to the plant. It can keep feeding continuously. There is so much of strength it has. But initially, what it needed, that external fencing is needed. That external fencing is what is known as ethics, do's and don'ts, Dharma Shastra, and all that. Externally, it is told you are not supposed to do this, don't do it, do this. The do's and don'ts were given to the society for what? For the till that human grows. Once he grows, what happens? That same tree will swell and break the fence. Does it mean it has become adharmic now? No. Only now it is serving. Real service of that plant starts when? After it grows and breaks the fence. That doesn't mean now we also break. We breaking is different from they doing. What is the difference now? When we break, it is adharma. When he breaks, that is dharma. Otherwise, you can't understand. To dramatize this only, they gave one side Shakuni, another side Krishna. All that planning and scheming was done by this man. Same way, planning and scheming also done by Krishna. But Krishna is represented as what? Krishna, we say, is embodiment of dharma. Now, the modern day commentators can't understand this. They categorize Krishna and Shakuni together. They say, he is also scheming, he is also scheming. Therefore, what? Both are same. Both are not same. There is a world of difference. With this knowledge, when you break for adharma. In him, there is no chance for adharma. Therefore, what? He doesn't require any advice in terms of what is right and what is wrong. He doesn't need. He knows. Whatever he does is dharmic only. Therefore, the effect of this knowledge is what? Dharma. What is the proof of that, sir? The proof of that is all his choices in life gets the support of his conscience. The conscience supports whatever he is doing. Whereas in an ajnani, the person who is not having this knowledge, in him, the conscience will not support. Something in him keeps telling wrong, wrong. What is the proof? What is the proof? The proof is, can you speak, can you do the same action in front of others? Informing everyone. Everybody knows. No chance, no. You can't tell in front of everyone. See, you have to hide. You have to hide and do. It is not possible for us to come out in public and say. Can you take that stand all the time? These are the ways we identify. You take a stand. Can you take that stand all the time? How much of effort Krishna had put in to go for peace? What amount of effort he had put in to speak for peace? That Krishna we don't know. We know Krishna as though Krishna is the one who instigated the war. War was not instigated by Krishna. See, he never instigated. He went to speak, and you see that the arguments, the presentation of Krishna, clear arguments for peace. He says, it's not going to work. If you cannot do this, at least give 5 villages. Okay, not 5 villages, at least give 5 houses. This fellow says what? Nothing doing. But a lot of people say that it is Krishna who is responsible for the war. Spoke for, same Krishna is the one now speaking to Arjuna to fight for that. Now this is where we get totally lost. Suppose if he is speaking only peace, not this, or he is speaking only this, not that, there is no problem. He does both. Both he does with complete commitment. When he is doing both with full commitment, yeah, we would not be able to reconcile. So one group of people went along with Krishna who spoke for peace. Another group of people went along with Krishna who spoke for war. But Krishna is both together. That Krishna is so difficult for us to digest. See, that's the embodiment of Dharma. What is appropriate? Can you take that stand all the time? Is a proof that your conscience is clear. How do you know your conscience is clear? Yes, you should have the courage to speak. Isn't it? You should have the courage to speak. Duryodhana never had the courage to speak, or Shakuni never had the courage to speak directly. That is why they sent Vidura to invite for the dice game. Who should have gone for that? Karna is so great, no? Such a great friend of Duryodhana, right? He should have gone. Hey, you don't worry, man. I'll go and invite him. Somebody should represent you, no? I am the right representative of yours. Why Karna didn't go to invite Yudhishthira? Why Shakuni didn't go to invite Yudhishthira? Why Yudhishthira was not informed in advance that it is Duryodhana who will be doing the bidding, Shakuni will be doing the playing? Why that is not informed? That's the proof. We cannot take one stand all the time. It keeps varying. See, you can't take a stand. His conscience is clear. What is right? What is appropriate to be done at that point of time? Before the war, before they start collecting allies and all those people, what is to be done? Peace. After coming onto the battlefield, what is to be done? Fight. Now, after coming here, you can't say, let us go for peace. Now, when you go for peace, you can't take a stand of fighting. Not possible. That's not correct. Conscience is clear. Therefore, there is no necessity for external instructions. In our case, the conscience is not heard. We don't heed the voice of conscience. Since we are not heeding the voice of conscience, we do require moral policing, social structure, everything. To a person who is conscientious, there is no necessity of any external things. His conscience will guide him. And conscience will guide only in one direction. Conscience has no two directions. It has only one direction, like compass, pointing to north. It will show only one. Therefore, he says, dharmyam, righteous. Sukham kartam. Very easy to practice. Why it is so easy to practice? Because there is no resistance. Why? Conscience. What is resisting internally for us to do anything? Right? Is the conscience which is pricking all the time. The disturbance is there all the time. Now, there is no disturbance. Why? Because you are following dharma, righteous. Why? Because it is going along with conscience. Like you say, headwind and tailwind. No friction. Tailwind, no friction. Smoothly the movement will happen. If it is a headwind, what happens? Lot of resistance. Since dharmyam understood is what? Easy to practice this. Practice of this knowledge is very easy. No need of great effort. Oh, I had to put in this effort, I had to put in that effort. It's not necessary at all. Susukum kartu. And imperishable. What is imperishable? That knowledge once gained, imperishable. Never lose that knowledge. Once this understanding comes, you cannot lose it. That's why we say, education. We keep on telling people, get educated, get educated. Why? Anything else you acquire can be stolen. It can be taken away from you. Knowledge No one can take it out of you. Wherever you go, that whole knowledge comes along with you. Once it is gained, that's why we harp on education. Why the whole world says, get educated. The best gift you can give a person is education. Why? Once that is gained, you cannot lose. Once you understand it, you can never lose it. That stands as constant. Verse 3.
श्रद्धधाना पुरुषाः धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां विवर्तन्ते मृत्युसंसारवर्त्मनि श्रद्धधाना पुरुषाः धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्युसंसारवर्त्मनि.
O Parantapa, men devoid of Shraddha, faith, in this Dharma, supreme knowledge, without attaining me, return to the path of the mortal world. The last verse he gave, positive. What happens when you gain? Now he is saying, what happens if you don't gain this knowledge? You come back to this world. See, for us, this is not a big problem. Say, so what? You will come back to this world. You will come back to this mortal world. Maybe when I come back, we will have better version of Apple. Upgraded things would have been there. Supersonic flights may be there. Better roads, better cars. Good, no. You can come back again. You don't understand. Because this is spoken to people who are not acclimatized to birth and death, to the cycle of samsara. We got so acclimatized to it. Since we got acclimatized to this, we don't register what is wrong in it. Like people living near railway track, they get acclimatized to that sound, You can't, they will not have any problem. In a slum, they are acclimatized to that foul smell. So they don't have a problem. They sleep. They keep breathing. Now when you cross there, what happens to you? You can't even just pass through that. People, take a detour. Acha man, don't go in that road. Go in this road. There's another, 15 minutes. Doesn't matter. Don't go there. Why? So much of filth. But it's so interesting to see people live there. Not happy about it, but it is so fascinating to see. How is it that we are not able to pass through that side? They are living there. People live near. Of my cousin, he lives just adjacent to that, Chennai, Mambalam railway station. 24/7 train. And every train stops, horn, starts, horn. And train horn. Not like our car, you just say gang. Not like that. Oh, that's the day. How do you live there? He said, I don't have a problem. I get good sleep there. Every time the train passes by, the whole building shakes. It's just adjacent, It's just like, that much of the distance only. Railway track is there, house is here. You can feel the vibrations. And then the trucks going this, a good straight. goes, and passenger train goes, that 24/7, hearing that sound, got so used to it. He doesn't even register. To him, if you go and say, is train noise is really disturbing, he can't even understand what are you talking. Can't relate. Same way, we can't relate to it when I return to the path of the mortal world without this knowledge. So, but to those who have the sensitivity, to them, it's such a torture. I don't want to come back. Sometimes we also say, I don't want to come back. That is because of our disappointments in life. See, disappointment in life. It is a disappointment that has triggered the whole thing. Now, once that is satisfied, we will say, I want to continue. Parantapa meant devoid of Shraddha in this dharma. Shraddha means faith. This supreme knowledge. This dharma means it's the supreme knowledge, the self-knowledge. Supreme knowledge means the knowledge of the self. That is the dharma. In the last two verses, he has given the glory first. Then he is saying you must have faith. See, because our understanding of faith is always blindness. We always take faith to be blind faith. He says it's not that. He gives the reasons. What is the glory of that knowledge? After understanding the glory of the knowledge, then you develop a trust. You develop that faith in that. That is called Shraddha. Don't take Shraddha to be just a simple idea of faith. It is that faith is a must there. Why you must have that? Why they go on insisting on the Shraddha? Faith is, if that faith is not there, what is there? Doubt will be there. Now, whenever you have that doubt, along with doubt, there is one thing comes. What comes along with doubt? Anything you doubt, what happens? You doubt. You go to a doctor. Doctor says you have this. You doubt that. What happens? You go to that doctor. That doctor says something else. Wait. Then what happens? You doubt this doctor also. Then you go to fourth doctor. Fourth doctor also gives one. You doubt that doctor also. What will happen? What is coming along with that to you? Agitation. Correct. Any time you doubt something, along with doubt, what you have is agitation, disturbance. And the doubt keeps on increasing, let's say. What will happen? I doubt my driver, let's say. Is he stealing petrol? What happens? You keep checking. How will you check? How you will check? When he is not there only, you will check, correct. How? Speedometer? Mileage? He says, what, sir, engine is bad, mileage is dropped. Now give your car for servicing. Then you give it to service. Again, what happens? Anything he says after that, you are going to carry doubt on that also. Sir, that's because there's no proper, air. You have not inflated the tire appropriately served. That is why the mileage has dropped, he says. Now, you will doubt that also, isn't it? You say, what nonsense? No, 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 no. I went to that one. Now you go to one petrol bunk, fill the air, just travel 100 meters, there's another petrol bunk, check the air again. It will show different. Now, which one is correct? This is correct or this is correct? Doubt, doubt, doubt. And imagine you keep doubting everywhere, everything. What will happen to you? Huh? You keep worrying. Everything you will become uncertain. Everything becomes uncertain. Everything uncertain. You. Fear, 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 fear. And when that goes on increasing, a point will come where you can't take it anymore. What you will do? What is the only option? That's it. Not there's just that pursuit. You drop yourself. The only thing that you can do is suicide. There's no other option. That is why we say Shraddha is a must. In life, why you should have Shraddha, faith, sir, is because doubt will build your agitation and misery. And it goes on adding. And why do you do that? Is because you start trying to build arguments. So when you're doubting, what are you doing actually? When you say, I have a doubt, what are you doing? You question, isn't it? Doubt means what? You question something. Don't think all questions are doubts. You see, doubt is a question. Inquiry is a different form of questioning. Here, this person starts building arguments. When you doubt, you build arguments internally. For or against. And you never settle down with something which will satisfy yours. You can never find a proof. Not so. I doubt whether my father loves me or not. I doubt. I think my father doesn't like me. Then what happens? The doubt will not keep quiet. The doubt will start posing questions, challenges. And every time it goes in search of inquiry, study, investigations, it will find proof for what? It will never find a proof to the contrary. It will find proof only to establish what? Correct. My father doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. I will go on building that. That is what is creating that misery. See, this is a. And how can you digest it? Beyond a point, you can't digest it. Those who cannot digest that take two courses. Passive type of personalities say, too much, man. See, suddenly they will say, without any proof, without anything, he will start building the contrary thought. But no. My father loves me. All the proof he has is what? He doesn't love me. He doesn't like me. But I can't take that agitation comes along with that. Therefore, what do? I start developing the opposite thought. What is this thought now? No, no, he loves me. That is called blind faith. That is not Shraddha, remember. Now, most of us, if at all we have faith in God, that faith came to us how? We investigated, we doubted, is there God? Is there God? Is there God? We were not able to find any proof of God's hand playing in my life. I find proofs for devil's hand only playing in my life. But at the same time, that conclusion comes with tremendous agitation, will's agitation, and I can't take it. What do I do now? Deny it or accept it, continue, not possible. If I accept it, yes, suicide. In the sense, I'm not saying, actually you got to commit. You give up the ghost. That's called suicide. Forget it, man. That is called suicide. That is not objectivity. That is not detachment, please. Because applying yourself in that field is a torture. Mental agitation, so much, you can't take it. So what do? You suspend it completely. Or you start building the contrary thought. God is there. Must be there. But do you have the conviction? Do you have a conviction to the extent ghost is there, God is there? You are convinced with what? Ghost or God? Ghost is there. Because I have seen in YouTube, you can find ghost videos. Type in YouTube, go Google, search. Millions of videos are available, and each video was viewed by people. The conviction that we have on the existence of ghost versus conviction that we have on the existence of God. Your faith is where? Always, why do you whistle in the night alone? You have to walk alone. You whistle, no? The Gurkhas also do that. I said, why are you whistling, man? Hey, I'm coming. You're telling the thief, I'm coming here, and they keep, tapping the gate. What are you doing? It's midnight. Everybody's sleeping. Why are you coming and tapping the gate and disturbing the sleep? Why he's doing it? He believes there is somebody. When he is whistling, he feels there is one more person next to him. Delusional. Same way we have this. That is not Shraddha, remember. That is not faith. Just building that content. That is called false faith. That's not a true faith. It is a false one. It's like we get, false thirst. Have you seen? False thirst. My cousin would have that, the younger one. Anytime we take him out, the moment he sees that Srinivasa, there is one cool bar we had, Srinivasa. Past that side, he will say, the moment he sees that, even I have had this actually. Suddenly, those days bread is not, we don't buy bread. Bread means milk bread, that brand we have. Britannia or another one we have. That you will get modern bread, correct, modern bread. I like modern bread. That we will get only if you are sick. And the moment my desire for modern bread were to increase, I will get fever. In my house, they'll say bread joram. My mother will say, this fellow has got bread joram, fever. Why? Buy him bread and give. No doctor, no paracetamol, nothing needed. Like my neighbor friend, that girl, she will fall in for idli joram. If she wants to have idli from that, place, all that you have to do is buy her idli and give her, she will get all right. Next, meal, she is all right. In fact, actual temperature, not just pretending all that. Actually, body temperature will increase. That thirst, this fellow, he sees Srinivasa, he feels thirsty, and he is not lying. Everyone used to criticize him and say that, don't lie. Just now you drank water and came. Just to, one perpendicular street. Just, come out and take right, the shop is there. The moment he sees it, he'll feel thirsty. Unbelievable. We thought, he is lying. Till I experienced, bread joram, I realized, yeah, that thirst is not false. It's true. It will appear as true. But what is it now? It's a false one. It's not true faith. The Shraddha is different. Therefore, what Vedanta recommendation is, you get the doubt, you feel that agitation, but don't jump into the contrary. Stay for a longer period with the doubt. That is called a Shraddha. Remember, it is not opposite. Now, many people take Shraddha to be opposite of that. No. It is the capacity in you to stay with it. And that's the definition he gives. Faith is a belief in a thing that I do not know until I come to know what I believe. So I stay with something that I do not know. Something I do not know means I have that doubt. I have that, question. The query is there. The doubt is lingering. He says, don't jump out. Because of that pain, because of that misery which we cannot take, agitation we cannot take in, we quickly jump out of it. Where you jump, one group of people jump into faith, another group of people jump into give up the ghost, which is what we call as suicide. One is faith, one is suicide. Both are wrong. Stay with it. Why? When you stay with that, there is a possibility. Otherwise, you get that mental consolation. Yeah, I believe in God. So once I believe in God, God will take care of me. He says God will not take care of you. God is not going to bother whether you should do this or you should do that. He says get lost. As though he is so concerned about you. He doesn't care. He says, if you have to pay attention, stay with it. Stay with the doubt. When you stay with the doubt, no doubt, there will be agitation. Absorb that agitation and stay. That's where it gives you that sense of confidence. Conviction gets built. Otherwise, it is not. Otherwise, if you jump into means you will get into that false faith. That's why he says, devoid of Shraddha, devoid of that capacity to stay with doubt for a period of time, even though it is agitating. Suppose if a person says, sir, I have a doubt, but it's not agitating to me, then the doubt is not authentic. Then it is not your doubt. It is somebody else's doubt. Like we say, who am I? Who am I is not your inquiry. See, Ramana had that doubt. It is his inquiry. I'm not saying only he was doing it. Of course, every master has been doing that, inquiry. Just taking one example. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? That is not yours. It is his doubt. You keep reading his books keep reading for a period of time, you will start thinking in that direction. That's not authentic doubt. First, doubt. Then make it your doubt. And then stay with that doubt. And when you stay with that doubt, you will be getting the side effect. The side effect of doubting is what? Agitation. To handle that agitation only, we need the support of the master, the Shastras, Gurus. Guru's support is needed, not for other things. You need his support to do what? You don't need him to give you doubt. That is not the job of us. You have it on your own. But the doubt gives me agitation, and I am not able to withstand that pain of agitation. But unless I withstand that, it is not possible. That is why we go to ashram. It is Shrama only there. Ashrama is what? It is Shrama. Painful. It is a painful place. But it is experienced as a pleasant place. The painful place is experienced as a pleasant one. How? Who is converting that? What is getting converted? It is the presence of the Guru. His presence will do what? His presence will absorb the agitation and give. That's why we always compare, the moonlight. The Gurus lighting us is like a moon. You don't call him as sunlight. Guru is not like sunlight. Guru is like moonlight. Why? Sunlight also illumines, moonlight also illumines, but there is a difference. What is the difference? Sunlight gives heat. There is a heat in sunlight. The heat dimension of the sunlight is invisible. You can't get it straight away. Isn't it? You won't get it. But the moonlight is what? It is so pleasant. And it illumines also. So moonlight also illumines, sunlight also illumines. He is like that moonlight. That is that Raja Vidya. Raja Guhya is that. That Guhya is Raja Guhya is what? This is the royal secret. What? It will absorb the agitation and retain the doubt. Along with that absorption of agitation, if doubt also goes, that is not Shraddha. Why? Because you will not pursue anything. You see, if you believe in God, you will not pursue God. Isn't it? The believer of God says what? I believe in God. Job done. After that, whatever has to be done was the responsibility of God, not mine. I believed in you, no. So, my growth, my evolution, my protection, my welfare, all this is your responsibility. So we say what? I come, put 10 rupees in undi and ask. That's what we do. The rituals. The best part is that sankalpa they take is the best part in the ritual. Anticipating what all I want, what all I should get as a result of this ritual. Amazing list we have. Huge list. This one, that one, this one, that one. Unbelievable things Allah they ask. You do what? One puja you do one day and expect what? Because our job is, hey, I have done that puja. No, now what are you supposed to do? Give me all that now. Whereas knowledge, you have to put an effort. What will make you continue put an effort is doubt. But the doubt will always come with agitation, and that agitation needs to be absorbed. That absorption happens in secret. Rajaguhya, royal secret. Secretly, without even you knowing it, it will absorb the agitation and walk out. You won't even know. Secret that is. Vidya is direct. That you can recognize. Light is visible. Heat is invisible. You can't see heat. You can only feel it when you stay for a point. Now, what he does is the sunlight gets converted into moonlight. Knowledge-wise, it is like sunlight, so bright and brilliant. It is so soothing, like moonlight. That is why in the Vishwarupa Darshan we will see one eye is sun, another eye is moon. He will show. Sun and moon together. Now they have picture also like that. Actually, they draw sun. It's not that place. It is a visualization of an idea. Raja Vidya and Raja Guhya. Those who don't have this knowledge without attaining me, meaning without gaining the result, the Jnana Phala, without that. What is that Jnana Phala? Reaching the self-realization. Without getting that self-realization, they return to the path of the mortal world. It's all glorification of knowledge. 3 verses. It glorifies the knowledge. Such a big build-up. Knowledge he gives from 4. 4 to 10 is where he explains how the knowledge, how the self is pervading the whole world. What is the connection between, this is the primary knowledge. Essentially, spiritual knowledge means what is the connection between God and world. World means including us. What is the relationship between the self and you? What is the connection? How the self is existing, pervading the entire world is what the idea is going to explain. That is the knowledge he is going to give. That's what he is glorifying. So after glorifying the knowledge, he gives the knowledge. So just to get the attention of Arjuna. That's about it. See, we'll see that in the next class.